Hey guys, thanks for joining me on our first technical episode of the Farrow Philosophies. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't already, go ahead, go follow the page, go like the page. We're going to get into a lot of interesting conversations like the one we're going to talk about today. Um, I do want to preface this whole ordeal by saying these videos that I'm coming out with, I'm not in any way a doctor, in any way have any sort of degrees on what I'm telling you. This is just all my observations in 25 years of just human behavior and how humans act and just seeing things throughout my life that kind of gave me these mindsets and things like that. Uh, our first topic we're going to get into today, first topic of our three-part little episodes going on, is drugs and drug use. So,
Is there anyone out there who still isn't clear about what doing drugs does? Okay, this is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs.
so to start this off, don't take these videos as a way to condone your bullshit or condone your wrongdoing. Like I said, this is just my opinions, my thoughts, and you could take them how you want to take them, whether it's with a grain of salt or whether you want to open your mind to maybe some new ideas and stuff. But don't let this be a way to say, oh, well, Xavier said it, in the Farrow Philosophies, and, no, the, fuck that. Another thing I want to start off with before we get into this topic of drugs is drugs was not something that was part of my upbringing. There wasn't drugs in my house growing up and things like that. My parents weren't on drugs, so this is really my own, really just my own life and just coming up and things like this is reasons and things as to why I chose to do the things I chose to do. Uh, but let's kick it off. Anyway, we all heard that expression. There's a time and place for everything. And I think that is accurate. And I think drugs are included in that time and place for everything. Not every time or, every moment in life is the right time to do a drug. And not every place you're at is the right place to be doing a drug either. You got to be smart. You got to realize what it is that you're doing, what type of things it could do to you. Um, I'm not the type, I got I got like three or four drugs, depending on how you want to categorize it, that I would never touch personally. And that's, I mean, like I said, this is my life, this is my personal opinions. But for me, I just never heard any positivity come from these drugs, any positive stories or outcomes come from these drugs. And those drugs being crack, cocaine, meth, and heroin. So they're just drugs I stay away from, I don't touch. Other than that, everything else is kind of fair game, and that's not to say that I've done every drug out there. That's not those three, four things. It's just to say I do believe there's a reason they exist on this planet. I believe there's a reason other than to be labeled as a drug and something you shouldn't do. Uh, so I personally, I am a recreational and a experimental drug user. Um, Before I do any drugs, I started smoking weed. But before I branched off of weed and started doing a couple of other things, you know, drugs are not something I do willy nilly ever. I've never been just like, you at the party, oh, Dave's got these purple things, man. They're freaking awesome. What you got, Dave? Oh, I don't know. Well, I'll take one. Never was I that guy. Never. No, that's not something you ever want to do because you never know what you're getting yourself into. You always, always, always want to make sure you know what you're putting in your body before you put it in your body and what it could possibly do to you. Not every drug is right for everybody. People have different body chemistries, different things that happen to them in life that drug might not be the best for that person. So be very aware of what it is that you're putting in your body. Um, Not everything is for everybody. And like I said, not every time is the best place to do it. Just because everybody else is doing it, oh, we're at a party, everybody's doing it. That don't mean it's the best time for you personally to do it. Um, you know, just trying to join and fit in the crowd could end up having you really spazzing out and just not be a good event or time for you at all. So I wouldn't recommend that at all. Um, like I said, be very aware of what you're putting in your body. Before I do anything new, I spend numerous hours and days and stuff researching this stuff, watching videos on this stuff, looking up information on this stuff, talking to people who have personal experience on this stuff before I decide if it's something I want to do. Get some stories, get some background in it. What could possibly happen? Is this something that I'm okay with happening? Is this something I'm not okay with happening? Um, my drugs of choice usually happen to be in the psychedelic area. Like I said, I started I started smoking marijuana, and I've done other things too. But I think my favorite drug category would have to be psychedelics. I think they really get you get you out of your own mind frame to step in a different mind frame. They open you up. They open you up to new possibilities, new ideas. I've had a lot of creative thoughts on these things, a lot of just eye openers, and a lot of realizations on psychedelics. So definitely one to look into and research if you're not very familiar with them. Um, but as far as with drugs, I don't think drugs are necessarily a bad thing. I think every drug is there for a purpose. I think every drug is there to be used when it's the right time and the right place to use it, when you're in the right mindset to use it. Um, so that's my personal opinion. I don't know what you guys think. I mean, leave some comments down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. If you agree, you disagree, you just totally against drugs, you totally for drugs, you say, fuck it, I am that guy that says, oh, Tom got them purple things. Let me get one of them purple things. I don't know what it is, but everybody's getting fucked up on them. You might be one of those people. I don't know. But, leave a comment, leave some discussion, leave some room for some people to talk, share some ideas as well. And now, kind of having that little back history on my feeling and my experience on drugs, uh, we're going to break into our next episode next week, which is going to come into, like I said, I like to do psychedelics. So mushrooms are something that I'm a fan of. And I had a particular mushroom trip one time that opened my eyes to something that I feel like everybody might have thought about, or maybe not even really thought about, but opened my eyes to really have an understanding of something clearly and really feel it within myself and feel that that was the truth. So we're gonna go into that next week. If that's something you're interested in, this was a video that you liked, go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead, follow the Farrow Philosophy page, and I will see you next week when we get into this shroom trip. Peace. You guys have a good one.